Joining us now, national security and foreign policy analyst James Carafano. The president there talking about his meeting with Putin. It's heavily involved in nuclear proliferation. I wasn't expecting that, were you?
Yes, the president said at his NATO press conference that he was going to talk about strategic issues with Putin. And look, nobody has a problem with that. Matter of fact, let's be honest, there's not much else for these two sides to talk about. But there are key issues on the table. One is this New START treaty, which is the big strategic arms between it's running out. The Russians would just like to keep the treaty going because it's in their benefit. I think there's people on the U.S. side that would like us to go back and renegotiate it. That's one. The other one's the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, where the Russians cheat all the time. I think our side would like to actually have the president say, look, would you guys stop cheating? And I think we all watch very carefully about missile defense. We've done a lot to build up our missile defenses. It worries the Russians. We wouldn't want to see the president say, OK, let's come to a deal on that.
The president was asked, could he get the Russians out of Crimea? His response was, I don't think he, Putin, would have done that if I was president. It is, he said, the president, Trump said, an Obama disaster. What do you make of that?
I think it's a factual statement. The reality is Putin thought the West would blink. That's why he, right after the Olympics, he went into Crimea because he thought it would be a cheap and easy win. Now, to the Obama administration's credit, we just didn't run back and hide. We actually supported them. But Crimea is tough now because the Russians are there. But to this president's credit, in both the cases of Ukraine and Georgia, this president's been a lot more forward-leaning in supporting those two countries, in giving them arms to defend themselves, and really, I think, cowing the Russians in the Baltic states, in Ukraine, in Georgia, on most of the big flashpoints.
I've got 20 seconds left, James. Could I say hardline Trump works overseas on this trip?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, Trump is like the Spice Girls. Everybody just picks the girl they want. And all the critics, they like Scary Spice. So they make him the Scary Spice. But the reality is a lot of Europeans look at Trump and they do two thumbs up. That's just the fact of it.
The president does watch this program occasionally, James, and I'm just wondering what he thinks about a comparison to the Spice Girls. But that's an entirely separate story. Mr. Carafano, thanks for joining us. We will see you again soon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my friend.
Got to get to the market now.